Yeah, look, recess stepped in here. I'm running wild and I ain't peak yet. She want me in dog. I ain't even speak yet. I swim okay, but I made it through the deep end. Yo, shit is basic at best. Over you. I don't think she thought twice about getting over you. Her face look like, what the fuck were you calling you? You took an hour to get dressed and she ain't noticed you. They said you need more sleep. Yeah, I know I get so like. Ooh, yes. Y'all see them boys coming in? Ooh. Rich Rising family. Dislike thing, you can't stop it. When you can't stop it. You can't stop it. I feel like Mike, I ain't going to the hospital. I might go John Q in the hospital. See, Philly, yeah, I said it. Is you shitting me? Better know myself. Look at what it did for me. I said go up. I feel like 3 5. But it's 2 plus 1. I feel like 3 5. I said, hold on, mommy. My name is Joe Cash, and I got a question for you. Do you think I'm playing with? When you dislike it, you can't stop it. When you dislike it, they can't stop it. When you dislike it, they can't stop it. About till I When I say I'm 101, I really mean that. Yeah. Listen, family. Rich Rising, everybody. It's the Lucky Libra in the motherfucking building. All right. Hope everybody woke up on the positive, prosperous side of the bed today. Just want to go over these energies. I'm trying to make a new habit in 2023 of going live every rising to go over energy. Some rises it may be early. Some rises we may hit a little 8:39 a.m. John. You feel me? So y'all can know the energies in the midst of the day. Y'all already got that locked down early in the day. Some of them might be a little later, like around this time, a little 10:45-ish, a little 11-ish. All right. Either way, we gonna get them out. All right, family. Like I've been saying, I was traveling a lot around holiday weekend. So I just got back into my own domain. All right, I just settled back into my humble abode. Okay, so it's time to get back to business, time to get back to these energies and all that, family. Once again, I hope everybody is well. I hope everybody was able to embrace a nice release period during that full moon in Cancer. Okay, guys. So let's jump right into the energies. I don't want to be long-winded. This is just to really just get the daily energies out so we understand what we're working with today. All right, yeah. So for the most part, we actually did wake up to a couple of things going on. So we had the moon in Virgo. We wake up to a moon in Virgo, right, guys? However, the moon does change today. So whenever we have the moon change signs in the day, especially like in the middle of the day, the moon is going to change around like the evening time. All right. Around the early evening time. All right, guys. So you can feel that shift in the middle of the day from being a bit more serious, a bit more assertive, dealing with, routine, schedule, priorities, responsibilities. That's that moon in Cancer. That's that moon in Virgo energy. All right. And we're dealing with double Earth. So we got the sun in Capricorn, the moon in Virgo. What does this create? It creates a trine alignment, guys. However, all right, when we got this trine alignment between the sun and the moon, these are some of the most favorable moon transits during any solar season, right? So when the sun is in a certain sign, it's going to trine the sun. The moon is going to trine the sun 2 times, all right, during the season. So right now the moon is trining from Virgo, and the moon was trining when it was in Taurus. All right? The moon was trining when it was in Taurus. All right, guys? So understand, this motivates us. This gives us that extra spiritual push to take care of earthly matters, things dealing with priorities, responsibilities. A lot of us, as like, especially myself, like I said, I just got back into my space, so I'm just now feeling organized. It wasn't until that moon in Virgo I was like, all right, I feel like the universe is giving me grace right now to get structured in some type of shape or form, right? And we start to see opportunities develop through the earth element. We start to see certain potential that we can bring into our lives based off of hold on one second, y'all. One second, y'all. Mm, 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 mm. we start to see potential with what can grow in our lives if we utilize earth energy. If we're patient, we're diligent, working on something, building on something. A lot of you guys started to realize what resources you may have with certain things, when that moon entered Virgo. This is something we're realizing the whole Capricorn season, because we're in an earth season, but it's just double jeopardy when you got that moon up in Virgo. Now, not only is the moon in Virgo, before the moon shifts into Libra later today, guys, we are dealing with a grand earth trine. All right. This is when we have planets in every element of a sign. So we got the sun in Capricorn, we got Uranus in Taurus, okay, and then we got the moon transit in Virgo. All right. So right now we woke up to the moon harmonizing with the sun in Capricorn and Uranus in Taurus. We woke up to Uranus in Taurus harmonizing with the moon in Virgo and the sun in Capricorn. We woke up to the sun in Capricorn harmonizing with the Uranus in Taurus and the moon in Virgo. So right now, guys, we should be on top of all priorities and responsibilities. Anticipate a lot of new downloads with things dealing with navigating career path. All right. Especially this first half of the day. It's very likely you guys started picking up on some of these things starting last night. All right. Probably feeling like, all right, tomorrow morning, I got to get up, get situated, this, that, and the third. I got to email this person. I got to make this appointment. Got to make sure I get this workout in the morning, this, that, and the third. Yeah, that's that big grand earth trine energy. All right. If you have this type of alignment in the chart, what's going on, Bianca? What's going on, Mental Bites? All right, Rich Rising family, Rich Rising. Okay, so you have to understand, if you have any type of grand trine in your chart, this is you brought this experience dealing with this element from your past lives. LV ski in the building. My game, my game, my game. So you have to understand, if you got any type of trine, you got planets in all water signs, you got planets in all fire, air, earth signs. That element that you have a grand earth trine, you brought so much experience dealing with that energy. So somebody with a grand earth trine, I'm expecting them to have a certain intuition, a certain inner knowingness of understanding how to build, how to structure, what to detach, what to restrict, understanding the spiritual significance of discipline and time management. They're going to be natural examples of these things. Now, once again, when we look at trines, gifted alignments like this, trines, sextiles, this, and the third, these are things that we can sleep on. These are things that we can underestimate with ourselves. And it takes us a while to realize that we are gifted with these things. All right. So that's just a little gem for everybody out there that got these trines in the chart. A grand trine is one thing, but a trine itself is very powerful. All right. So let's utilize this energy this first half of the day to get things on point with how we're structuring and building things in our life. Even if you don't get a chance to make progress, everything you want to make progress with, this is still a great energy to utilize, to make progress with anything that you're trying to structure to get a bit more organized, y'all. All right. It's Capricorn season. So we have to be organized this whole transit period. All right. And we start to feel a little behind when we're not organized. Okay, so we got that going on. And when we look at the planets that are trining, it's the sun in Capricorn, it's Uranus in Taurus, and the moon in Virgo. So understand, with Uranus being in the mix with this alignment, this is what's going to be able to open up opportunity for change and transformation within our career path. This is what's going to open up develop uh, develop new downloads on different ways, perspectives on how to work on things. A lot of you guys are going to be a lot of you guys are about to feel a new shift if y'all didn't already wake up feeling a shift to be a bit more detached and realistic with how y'all deal with certain relationships in your life and what you're putting time into. All right, that strong earth energy is going to influence you to look at how you utilize your time, who you share your time with, where you're sharing your time at. All right. And but yeah, with the sun and moon hitting Uranus, this is motivating us to have our actions, the sun, and our reactions, the moon, right? Our awareness and our consciousness, the sun, and our emotional intent, the moon, to focus on what we can initiate transformation with when it comes to anything that we're building, especially with our value system. Right now, this energy is about to push a lot of people that's in toxic relationships that today they finna put their foot down today. They gonna put the Yvette ain't fucking with Jody no more after this grand earth trine. She gonna understand this ain't realistic. This ain't practical, Jody. We can't, this don't make no sense. Word earth, sense, common sense. So a lot of toxic relationships is going out the window because of this energy right here. A lot of people, Uranus, remember, Uranus is that break free energy. So a lot of individuals, they finna cuss their boss out during this transit. Motherfuckers is finna wake up late for work this morning, get to work late, their manager and boss start talking shit. You like, all right, motherfucker, what you fire me? Fire me then. Fuck this job. I woke up to a grand earth trine. I got a new inspiration on how I could build shit and navigate career path in my life a little differently right now. I don't need you motherfuckers. Carly Chanel in the building, CG in the building, Destine in the building, Ashley Dominguez in the building. Ash, I'm gonna put that little, Dominguez. I'm gonna put that little Domingue. I'm gonna put that little Spanish. Listen, I'm gonna throw that in there. I got them linguistics. I got them little. I could do that. I could get the growl. I could get that in the little Spanish pronunciation. Stop playing with me, Dominguez. Ashley Dominguez. So that's what we got going on. With the trine. Hold on, let me double check because I'm bugging. I think Pluto's a part of this motherfucker too, if I'm not mistaken. So Pluto is trining the moon, but it's not trining Uranus and Taurus. So guys, look at that. We got the moon harmonizing with Uranus. We got the moon harmonizing with Pluto. Today can be a day of a lot of change. Today could be a day of a lot of change, a lot of transformation, but progressive change. All right. I'm telling y'all right now, family. First of all, earth signs, you guys are the ones that's going to be the example of initiating this change. All right. Capricorn, Taurus, and Virgo, sun, moon risings. All right. So understand that off rip. Understand that off rip. Every black person at NYC learns Spanish from the bodega. We all listen. Yo, papi. How come every time I come in here to get bacon, egg, and cheese, the cat sleeping on the bread? I don't know, papi. He live here. He live here, papi. I don't know. All right. That's oh, us black folks, us black Spanish folks, we like this in the hood. We like this. All right. So yeah, but all jokes aside, guys, with Uranus and Pluto harmonizing with the moon, this is what gives us that type of confidence to be like, yo, I don't care what the risks are for me taking this leap of faith. I don't care what the risks are, or if I can't see where I land initiating this change or transformation in my life. Whatever change or transformation I feel like is about to bring me some stability. So I'm telling y'all, the most important thing with this alignment, guys, today, guys, this first half of the day, if you feel like there's anything you're holding on to that you're giving your time into and you're helping to build, whether it's you're helping building somebody else's company, somebody else's business, you're putting time into building this relationship, time and building, those two components right there. If there's anything you're putting time into and building and it's starting to feel like it's starting to feel like it's a lost cause, you're draining yourself trying to build this shit. You feel content and restricted in this environment that you're trying to build something. This is a huge indication of something that we kind of might be an expired situation. You kind of got to stop sleeping on what other abilities you have, what other resources you have in order to build and structure something in your life. So if you're dealing with that energy right now, if you're already at work, you sneaking in the bathroom watching this live stream right now, you're ready to cuss your boss out. This you might have to put your 2 weeks in. You might have to put your 2 weeks in. It's winter solstice, it's Capricorn season. We already know we detaching and cutting shit off. All right. Spiller of flight. All right. Erika Faith. Miss Colston 12. Happy Jupiter Day, everybody. Happy Jupiter Day. All right. So that's what we got going on with this nice grand Earth trine with Uranus and Pluto in the mix. Guys, take initiative for a transformation in your life. All right, family. Learn to let go. Whatever you feel like you're connecting, putting time into right now, you're trying to structure whatnot, and it's too much of a force. Might have to learn to surrender a bit right now. All right, guys. So that's what we got going on with that. And then later on in the day, early evening, the moon enters Libra. All right. So this creates a square. So this is my alignment backwards. All right. So we're gonna have the sun in Capricorn and the moon in Libra. All right. I'm a whole Libra sun head ass nigga with a moon in Capricorn. And this is a square. These energies, they don't really get along. Okay. Because you have cardinal earth, cardinal air. So Capricorn over here trying to establish stability, Libra over here trying to establish connection, relationships. So speaking from somebody that's living this energy, we have to learn how to get these two energies on the same page going into the weekend. All right. So our awareness is going to be deal with gaining stability, Capricorn energy, gaining stability, seeing what makes sense for us to, put time into and build, seeing how we can navigate, how we gain stability and structure, seeing what we have to detach in order to create more time and more opportunity to build things that we really value, right? That's what we've been doing all Capricorn season. And now the moon is in Libra. So we're reacting to relationships. But when you're reacting to your relationships, if you don't manage your time well, or if you get lost in your relationships, this takes away time from your personal responsibilities and priorities. So I joke about this all the time with my alignment, how I could easily get thrown off track. My Capricorn moon wants to wake up and do this, do that, check this off the list, go work out, meal prep, do this, stretch, read, go live stream, make Patreon content, make YouTube content, do this. This is what my Capricorn moon wakes up to do every day. But what the fuck my sun in Libra be doing? Texting this motherfucker on the phone too long over here. Scared to tell somebody, no, I ain't got time right now. So don't be too passive going into the weekend. Having relationships get in the way of things that you need to be stabilizing and structuring. Cardinal signs, this energy going to be a little bit on your ass. All right. Going into the weekend, Aries placements, Aries sun, moon risings, Cancer sun, moon risings. You have to have patience and diligence managing your relationships going into this weekend and seeing how your relationships take away from what you're building. This is going to be a weekend when a lot of you realize certain social environments you're a part of, certain relationships and friendships be fucking your routine and schedule up. So this is the square we're going to have to get together. Once again, squares, opposites, it forces us to get a solution. It's not just it's okay. We have a square with the sun and moon. We're just going to let it pass. No, universe is forcing us to find the answer. Universe is forcing us to make sure we get these two energies on the same page. So this is how we get this energy on the same page. How do I utilize my relationships in order to build and stabilize something? Which one of my relationships are resourceful and is like-minded with the things I'm trying to structure and build in my life? Which one of my relationships aren't like-minded towards the things I'm trying to structure and build in my life? What people can I connect to in order to help me? What people can I connect to that help support any type of projects I'm working on? On top of us also understanding, once again, what type of relationships take away from what we're building. So cardinal placements, be easy, cardinal placements. All right. Specifically Aries and Cancer, because the moon is going to be in Libra. So Libra going to have a little leeway, even though Libra going to have to, you get lost in your relationships this weekend, your ass going to be set back a little minute. You're going to be set back 2 moon transits back, fucking around this weekend, just getting lost in your relationships and shit, knowing your ass got to be at work at this time. You got to drop off the kids at your baby mama house, but you in the crib smoking with the homies, this and the third. Your baby walking in the smoke and shit. Your baby getting secondhand smoke. Your baby's supposed to have been at your baby mother house. What are you doing? What are you doing, Libra, man? Drop the baby off, take care of your responsibilities, priorities, then come home and smoke all the weed you want to smoke. Yo, infant ass baby, high as hell right now. Motherfuckers can't see nothing straight, trying to watch Barney and all different type of shit going on in Barney. Get it together, Libra placements and Capricorn placements. Even though you got the power right now, right? You got the sun in Capricorn with the moon in Libra, Capricorn placements. You're gonna have to understand how to how to see the significance in your relationship. Sometimes Capricorn is underrated when it comes to one of the individual signs in the zodiac. We throw Aries in there because it's Mars energy. We throw Scorpio in there because it's Mars energy. We throw Aquarius in there because it's Uranus energy. Even though Cancer and the sun are relatable, well, shit, Cancer ain't the most relatable energy. They be in a shell, can be introverted, right? Even though they can have loud personalities. And Leos are very relatable social individuals, but the Leo placements and Cancer placements is some individual placements too, because you got to understand they don't got no other side to their ruler. Just Cancer is the only planet ruled by the moon. Leo is the only planet ruled by the sun. So that alone kind of already makes them individual. Like, but Capricorn is super underrated for how individual they ass is. Mars, this is Mars exaltation. So they ruled by Saturn. Saturn already don't like nobody, right? Saturn already don't give a fuck about relatability and relationships unless it's a money relationship. Unless I'm profiting is a networking opportunity or something. But that Saturn placement, that Saturn energy gonna be closed off anyways. And then you got the motherfucking Mars exalted in Capricorn. Exalted. So that brings a lot of individual energy with Capricorn, but this is what Capricorns have to learn in their life. Just even if you don't have, if you're Capricorn, Sun, Moon, Rising, even if you don't have placements in Libra, no squares coming from Libra, it's still a natural square. So all Capricorn placements have to learn how to utilize relationships in order to. They got to learn how to integrate relationships in the things that you're trying to build in this lifetime. How are you going to be the boss with nobody to hire? You know, how you gonna make this? How you gonna manifest and achieve this milestone with your art and your music, or something that you're building creatively, Capricorn, and you ain't got no engineer, you ain't got no producer. So eventually, building what you want to build, Capricorn placements, you need to learn how to integrate your relationships, and this is part of that Libra square that you naturally deal with in your life, especially if you're a Capricorn rising. All right. And we're gonna be in the fire with this energy going into the weekend. All right, guys. So keep this in mind. Keep this in mind. Now, and Mars goes direct, family. Come on, let's get a nice round of applause. Mars made it back home. Mars, hot-headed ass was retrograde for like 7 years. Am I tripping, y'all? I know when Mars was going Amber Imani in the building, Kushbu bin Wani in the. Look how y'all names just rhymed. Amber Imani, Kushbu bin Wani. One after another. When you're dealing with spirituality, everything just be in sync like that. Everything just be in sync like that. However, guys, Mars is. We were saying when Mars was going retrograde that it was going to be retrograde for an extended period of time, but they lied to us. That motherfucker been retrograde for 8 years. Y'all niggas said it was going to be a couple of months extra. This bitch was retrograde forever. I forgot the motherfucker. Mars was retrograde so long, I thought it was naturally retrograde. I forgot that it was even going to go direct like a motherfucker out this motherfucker. And part of my 2023 resolution was to stop cussing so much on live streams. Start saying motherfudger. Like just why I gotta have such a potty mouth? Like I be a little disgusted with myself sometimes. And so as y'all can see, I'm already fucking up my New Year's resolution. I might as well wait till next year, y'all. I might as well wait till 2024. Niggas be inspired and motivated like shit when the ball drop. When it's 2023, a week later, you back on the same bullshit. So I have a Mars and Libra. That shit is always retrograde. Oh yeah, that play that Mars and Libra. Y'all something else, Mars and Libra. I swear to God. Sometimes you can't get when you deal with Mars and Libra people, you can't even be getting mad at you can't even be getting mad at y'all sometimes with how y'all individuality shines in relationships, because y'all attract that too. So sometimes, a Mars and Libra could be a real compromising, relatable individual, but they attract selfish relationships, single-minded people in relationships. So on one spectrum, Mars and Libra, you have somebody that's passionate, intentional about how they want to deal with relationships. So you can have somebody that's they'll walk up on somebody, get their number. No nervousness, no hesitation. Like Mars and Air do that shit, especially Mars and Gemini. Mars and Gemini will make themselves at home in a party where they don't know nobody, leave with 5 numbers and everything, had a great time. You the one that brought them to the fucking party. You're like, how the fuck you got a better time than me? How the fuck you leave the party knowing more motherfuckers than me? I work with these people. How the fuck I bring you to my Christmas party and you know all these niggas? I don't even know that nigga. And I've been working for him for 2 years. So shout out to Mars and Air signs. Y'all get in the battlefield. Yo, baby, what's your name? Oh, like, yeah, my name Bora. Yeah, I'm from around the way. This and that. You cute as hell. Like, what's up? So you want to fuck me? Look, don't act like you don't want to talk to me. Look at you over there smiling and shit, smirking. Oh, you got dimples. So your cute ass dimples. Like Mars and air gonna run up on you. So you got Mars and motherfucking Libra, passionate and intentional about how they want to establish things with relationships. But then on the other side, y'all asses could be some non-compromising, non-sharing, non-relatable head ass niggas. Those are the two spectrums right there. I know what I'm talking about. Mars and Libra, I don't blame you. I know it's hard to stay in the middle. I know it's hard to tell your boyfriend, your girlfriend, all right, I see what you're saying. I understand your point of view. It's real hard for y'all to say that without but. No, leave the but at home. Leave it at home, Mars and Libra person, Mars and air person. Goodness gracious, Mars get in the air and y'all don't know how to act. But you gotta love a Mars and Libra person because y'all could rally up people. Mars and air, period. Mars and air can rally up people, can inspire, motivate a group of people. You could it's damn near start a cult. I be saying all the dark shit about astrology. Mars and Libra, low key, y'all some occult leaders like a motherfucker. Y'all can have everybody surround you and support you because of some shit that's your personal goal. Motherfuckers think it's some shit for the whole team. No, you just got a whole bunch of motherfuckers supporting some shit you want personally. But enough dragon, Mars, and air people. I love y'all. Okay. Mars and air are some smooth talking mofos, very cocky. I know a lot of Mars and Gemini folk. They talk a good game and press up. Listen, Mars and Gemini, no, they's not scared of nothing. They deal with rejection so well. Mars and Gemini being a party, talk to 20 girls, get rejected by 15 and get 5 numbers and good, confident. Fuck, they gonna tell me I got 5 numbers. You gotta run through the numbers. They probably say some shit like that. You gotta run through the numbers. You can't just get caught up on it on one shorty. She reject. You gotta go on to the next one. You see all these honeys in here. Mars and Gemini. You need a Mars and Gemini friend to do that shit, to run in the field, get out there when you a little too hesitant to get it. Maybe you got a lot of earth placements, water placements. Maybe your sun got a square opposition to it. So when it comes to expressing yourself and shit, you be feeling a little funny money. Maybe your Mercury got some squares of opposition, so you be ready to go in the field, but when you actually start communicating, articulating shit, you start stuttering and shit. Start stumbling over your words and shit. What's my name? Oh, my name Bora. What's your name? Oh, what's up? Nice to meet you, Tiffany. Where are you from? Where you from? Like, nigga, why is you speak? What's wrong? Got a speech impediment like a motherfucker. You nervous? No, I'm not nervous. I'm sweating a little. No, I just be sweating like this. Just I got a condition. This nothing. I'm not nervous. Motherfucker, dripping sweat trying to get a girl number. Sit your ass down. Go get your Mars and Gemini homie to come pull up on her. Like, yo, listen, that's my homeboy over there. You feel me? Get a little shy. Mars and Gemini do some stupid shit like that. Put you on the spot. Like, don't worry about it. Don't worry about it. I'm gonna go talk to him like, yo, bro, chill, yo, bro. Nigga just walk away. That's my homie over there. All right, he a little shy. He a Libra sun, Mars. He a Libra. He a Libra sun, Cancer moon. You know, he's shy as hell and shit. So, what about Mars and Leo? I don't want to get started on that placement. I do not want to get started on that placement. Yeah, Mars and Leos is something else. In my opinion, this is the top 5 most dramatic placements you can have. Mars and Leo way more dramatic than the sun or moon in Leo. Because anywhere Mars is at brings some passion. So when they on the stage, when they dealing with their creative, when they're dealing with their passions, when they're dealing with their you ain't never gonna see nobody make sacrifices and die for their creativity the way Mars and Leo will. Mars and Leo put that shit on the line. And depending on certain placements surrounding your luminaries, like you could have Mars and Leo, but if you have like the sun or moon, let's say you got Mars and Leo, but you got the sun in Virgo or the moon in Cancer. This person may not be so outward with their expression. You know, they could suppress it a little bit, but there is a fire inside them with Mars and Leo. It could be a strong, prideful energy here. You 9 out of 10 times you're not gonna meet a Mars and Leo person and they don't have an extreme amount of pride. Their sun and moon may be in some introverted spaces to the point you don't see it like that. But if you start intimately connecting with them, if you're dating them, oh, you're gonna see it. You're gonna see when you say certain things to them and they reply a certain way. You know, when Mars is real stimulated, it can take things as like an attack. It could be a little guarded. So Mars and Leo is not like a home placement, it's not like an exaltation, but it's a really nice place to have Mars because Mars already is like this with the sun energy, and Leo rules the sun. So when Mars is in Leo, it's like, oh shit, okay, I could be real intentional with anything I want to deal with, expression, self-expression. So these people can be really blunt, really direct. Uh, but y'all can be dramatic as hell. Y'all can be dramatic as hell. Y'all can be dramatic as hell. Y'all make for a great actor, though. I'll tell y'all that shit right now. Y'all make for a great actor, and y'all are good at things not working your way with creative energies and being able not to your Mars and Leo placements can, I don't like to use the word fail, but something not go in your favor dealing with a creative energy, and you won't bask in that. You're on to the next. You're on to the next album, the next portrait, the next performance. That's what I love about Mars and Leo. That's what I love with that placement. Alyssa Mel. All right. Mars and Scorpio board. All right, that's my placement. That's my placement right there. See, y'all, we gonna turn this to a Mars reading now. Mars and Scorpio, like you got to be careful messing with us. Mars and Scorpio, you be married to us for 10 years, still don't know nothing about us. We could keep some secrets like a motherfucking Mars and Scorpio. And we know everybody else secrets too. That's the other thing. So y'all don't know shit about us. And we know shit about everything going on in the community. We know all of that. We know everything that's going on. Mars and Scorpio ass be witches, sorcerers. They doing rituals. They got altars. And they know how to hide that shit. Parents come in your room and all that. Mars and Scorpio can't find the altar for nothing. Parent coming there, where's that shit at? I heard your ass humming earlier. I smelled incense. Where's it at? Flipping shit, opening closets, can't find none of that shit. As soon as you leave Mars and Scorpio, just summon the altar right back. It's a really strong occult placement right there. But listen. We're gonna have to save Mars for another day. Nina K said Mars and Aries in the 12th house. That's another great actor placement too. That placement does very well performing. Mars in the 12th house does very well performing, with their creative arts or whatnot. Okay. Anything in Scorpio is hidden. Anything in the 8th house of Scorpio is hidden. So you got Mars in Scorpio, Mars in its home place. You got to think about it. Mars is like, oh shit, I get to do it. Mars already wants to do everything it wants to do. It don't care about what everybody else wants to see. See, I almost just say I don't. It doesn't give a f. You see how I switched that up? It don't care. Y'all got to work with me. I'm really trying to be better, y'all. Mars don't care about teamwork and socializing. So when it's in Scorpio, it's like, oh man, oh man. When Mars is in Scorpio in the 8th house, and you come into this lifetime with them placements, Mars is so happy because nobody could see it. So this person gonna have all type of goals, intentions. They're gonna be doing things behind the scenes. They could be criminals and everything. This is a criminal ass minded placement. I ain't gonna lie to you. You're gonna be doing all type of shit behind the scenes that you ain't gonna know. You ain't gonna know. Some of y'all got children that got Mars and Scorpio. They ass is demons, and you don't even know. Niggas is demons. They skipping school. You don't even know. They got a motherfucker manipulating the report card and shit. They got the scammer got a little Aquarius friend typing up a fake ass report card. Like, I got you, bro. Like, this shit gonna say you got the best attendance. Gonna give your ass 100% attendance on the report card. Mars and Scorpio come home straight A's, 100% attendance. Whole time this little nigga is 12 years old, bringing girls home, having sex at an early ass age. Fuck you know about having sex. You was 12 years old. You don't even know what the fuck you doing. I know what I'm doing. No, you don't. But if they got Mars and Scorpio, they might know what they doing at a young. I ain't gonna lie to you. If they got Mars and Scorpio, Mars in the eighth house, they might know what the fuck they do in that first go round. Motherfucking Mars and Scorpio, 12 years old, 13 years old, having sex and shit. They so good at it though. The person they having sex with is like, I thought you was a virgin. It's like, I am. It's like, this don't look like it's your first time. It's like, shit. I don't know. Maybe I was watching. Maybe it's the magazines I found in my father's closet. It's Mars and Scorpio, no other people's secrets. So let's not dive too deep into that. All right. So wait, is it double dose because Mars and Scorpio in the eighth house? Ooh, ooh, yeah. He Elvisky, he gonna be able to keep things away from you. I ain't gonna lie to you. I ain't gonna lie. Mars in the eighth house already takes time to open up anyway. So when Mars is down deep in that eighth house, it's only coming out the eighth house for something very serious. It's chilling down there. Don't want to be bothered down there. So when this person with Mars and Scorpio, your child, when they come to you about a concern about something, it's very serious. And you have to make sure you keep that open connection with this child because they may take certain turbulent situations in their life that they should be opening up to you about, and they can keep that to themselves. All right. So that's something to understand if you're raising a Mars and Scorpio child, Scorpio placement child, eighth house placements, eighth house placement children, you know. But Mars and Scorpio, Mars in the eighth house, woo, that boy got some transmutation gifts. He got some gifts. All right. He gonna be able to go through some transformations in life. He gonna be the one telling you, he gonna be going through a transformation in your life. You gonna be all worried, and she gonna be telling you, Ma, it's good. It's a part of life. I got this. I got this. So that's tough. That's big tough skin energy right there with that placement. All right, guys. But with all that being said, Mars goes direct about around 3 p.m. today. Mars has been retrograde since October 30th. All right. So we've had a long period reestablishing, remixing, revising, reevaluating, restructuring, all that good re energy. All right. We've been doing all of that within Gemini since October 30th. So it's no surprise why your relationships have went through transformations in that last quarter of that fall season of last year coming into the top of the year, the top of 2023. It's no surprise why you have certain intentions, and Mars was in Gemini for the majority of the year, even though it was retrograde. But shit, even before it went to retrograde, it was in Gemini for a good portion of last year. So our relationships went through a whole lot of transformations because of the difference in our intentions, the difference in our goals. You know, a lot of y'all communication kind of altered a bit based off of what you got going on in your life, what your friends got going on in your life. You still love them, but you start not seeing them as much. You started becoming more blunt and direct, expressing certain things to people in your life, Mars and Gemini, let alone being retrograde. You might even said some shit. Mars was retrograde, so you might have said some shit that was a little too harsh. You might have said some shit that was a little too harsh and had to realize, like, damn, that's my friend. Even though they now in this spiritual shit, and I'd be mad because I feel like it could help upgrade their life. I ain't have to come at them like that, you know. And then you had to revise that. Okay, Neoma in the building, Neoma mod gang in the building. What about Mars and Virgo? Shit, Mars and Virgo ass. It's going to be really passionate and intentional about Virgo like themes, which would be dealing with routine, structure, wellness. Mars and Virgo kind of could be neat freaks. Mars and Virgo could be very restless. Durability can be so high because Virgo already deals with structuring, working on things, putting things together, building. So when you got Mars in there, oh yeah, these people have a high ass motor when it comes into getting bread, getting stability. And 8 out of 10 times, they're not going to play with their wellness, Mars and Virgo, because they might already have certain conditions with the body because Mars is a very active energy. So when you have it in Virgo, when it comes into your nervous system, you might have some anxiety. You might be a little too giddy at times. You might be a little bit too, you have to learn how to settle your nerves down at times. You got to learn how to hit a wusa. You're gonna have to learn how to do a meditation. You're gonna have to understand what type of food and diet to to adapt to, because when Mars brings transformation, so when you're not exercising healthy wellness uh with Mars and Virgo, you will deal with these transformations. You will deal with certain things going on with the body to the point it's like, damn, all right, let me learn to regulate this energy. But y'all last stay up from Monday to Sunday. Just take cat naps, get all the work in the world done. Y'all's real restless. So that's one thing I be big on my Mars and Virgo, Mars in the sixth house individuals, making sure that y'all pace yourselves with what y'all working on, and y'all don't allow people to take advantage of y'all in the workplace, because that could be a real common theme when we have Mars and Virgo, Mars in the sixth house, because you got all this durability, and now people feel like they could throw extra tasks on you. They feel like your fucking supervisor, manager, and shit with their big head ass feel like you could stay extra hours at work and without getting compensated for it just because you such a good worker. Like, no, bitch, you gonna pay me for this extra 2 hours. What does this look like? I got kids to go home to. What's wrong with you? This funky ass job. So Mars and Virgo, y'all gotta make sure y'all gotta put y'all foot down with that shit right there. Now, um, you are spot on. My neighbor's a Mars and Virgo. He has to eat healthy and have a consistent exercise regimen. Yep. Yep, Virgo placements is gonna do that to you, period. But Mars and Virgo, it could be a bit more intense. It could be a bit more intense. How does Mars going direct affect your Aries placements? So as far as Aries placements with Mars going direct, there's going to be a new sense of clarity going on. You guys are going to flip a new switch with relationships too, because you guys been going through a lot of transformations with your relationships. You guys kind of been bombarded with relationships, because once again, Aries, that's relationship energy ain't really your thing. You real individual. You like being in your own little zone and shit. Your social circle be like this. You like only having people in your social circle that do not disrupt your comfort zone and understand who you are. That's the thing about Aries placements. They're so individual that sometimes people don't know how to correlate with their energy. Sometimes somebody's dating an Aries and it's hard for you to understand, like, damn, how do I relate to the Aries? Like, damn, how do I take how do I see what we have in common a little bit? Like, it'd be a little hard on the other end to relate with Aries, let alone be an Aries and relate with other placements. So while Mars was in Gemini, you guys was bombarded with relationship activity. You was forced to communicate more with your partner. You was forced to communicate with loved ones about certain shit. You was forced to, you was, a lot of y'all, Aries, I love y'all. Aries placements, I motherfucking love y'all. But listen, we all have Achilles heels and natural weaknesses. Every constellation has them. Every constellation has fall placements, debilitation placements to their archetype. Venus ain't your thing, Aries. So relatability, compromise, it ain't your thing. Sometimes taking accountability for situations and relationships, that ain't your thing. You get triggered, get mad, take it how you want. It is what it is. There's some people in the chat right now that have been in relationships with Aries, Sun, Moon, Risings and almost went to jail. All right? Probably did go to jail already, fucking with the Aries, Sun, Moon, Rising. Pulling your hair out your fucking head because you just can't get this Aries to get on the same page with your ass. You just be like, damn, I've been dating this Aries, Sun, Moon, Rising. I've been dating this Venus and Aries. Oh my God, Venus and Aries. I've been dating this Venus and Aries, Mars and Aries placement. And I should have been out this shit 2 years ago. But the intensity just keeping me here. I don't think I'm ever going to find a romance as intense and passionate as this. I ain't never going to have somebody just so them Mars placements, man, Aries Scorpios, oh man, they just be dominating, conquering relationships. If an Aries Scorpio is in a relationship, 9 out of 10 times they running that shit. They running that shit. They don't even like being in relationships without having control. Oh my God. Oh my God. It's so funny because my older brother's a double Aries, the Aries Sun Moon, right? And I believe he's currently dating. I believe he's currently with his soulmate right now, based off of certain alignments and how they met. and they lived together. So when I was back home, when I was in the Bronx during this holiday week and whatnot, when I pulled up on my brother, when I went to his crib to just chill, relax, kick it with my bro, I'm seeing him cleaning up, being a little bit more structured and shit. I'm like, oh shit, his girlfriend an Aquarius. So a nice little sextile alignment. All right. And I actually like this. I think that's a great sign for Aries placements, Aquarius, because these are two signs that can respect each other's individuality. These are two signs that respect other people's individuality. So if Aries see a bunch of their friends forcing another friend to do something, the Aries friend might be like, yo, he's a grown man. Let him make his own fucking decision. She a grown woman. Let her make her own decision. Like your Aries friend may say that. Same thing with Aquarius. Aquarius placement be like, you try to force Aquarius to do some shit. They'll tell you like, yo, listen, I'm a grown ass. Like I can make my own. I can speak for my goddamn self. I can make my own decision. So when they come together, they can respect each other's individuality. When Aries said they need space, Aquarius ain't really gonna be bitching about it. When Aquarius is doing their own thing, Aries good. Aquarius in the motherfucking bedroom watching TikToks. Aries is in the living room playing 2K. We sleep with each other at the end of the night. It works out. It works perfectly. It works perfectly. But with all that being said, his girlfriend is Aquarius, and when I came over, this nigga cleaning shit. We was eating. As soon as we finished eating, he like, you done, bro? I'm like, yeah. The nigga started cleaning all the shoes. I'm like, nigga, what has gotten into you? That Aquarius woman, your soulmate gonna change your ass. I'm like, nigga, you looking like a Virgo right now. All this goddamn cleaning and shit you doing. I ain't never seen you clean this much. So hey, man. Now that I think about it, it's like I'm pretty sure that with him just looking at his life and seeing all the relationship experiences he's been going through the last quarter of the year, he has a lot of you Aries placements have built a new outlook, a new mentality on what relationship energy really means. And you're learning that, okay, I don't have to be fucking relatable to the whole world, but I do need to embrace communicating, relating, compromising with the people I do value, with the relationships I do value. So that's how these Aries placements, this energy have affected you. But since Mars is going direct, guys, when a planet go direct, now it feels like it could get right back to asserting itself the way it naturally likes to. It's like, okay, no more revising, no more timeout sessions, no more having to hold myself back from doing this and a third. I could go right at it. And Mars always wants to go right at something, right? Mars wants to be direct. Mars is probably the one planet that can't fucking stand being retrograde because that nigga don't like nobody holding him back. It's like, damn, this Mars probably be in the solar system bitching like, why the fuck God made this shit? Like, why the fuck we need to do this every once in a while? Why the fuck you can't let Mercury and Venus and the motherfuckers go retro? Why can't be like the sun and the moon? Sun and the moon ain't dealing with none of that retrograde shit. We different bodies. Y'all niggas need that shit. We don't need that shit. But with all that being said, look, Helen just said I'm an Aries moon dating the moon in Aquarius. Love it. Space is commitment. You know, a lot of people don't understand, man. You got to learn how to love people in their love language. You got to learn how to love people in their love language. All right. So, uh, that's one thing that I want my Aries to take away from that transit Aries placements. Okay. Don't underestimate anything that you've learned, downloaded around this time, around that last quarter of the year or last year period, dealing with how you have to deal with relationships. But what I was about to say was the fact that a lot of y'all Aries placements that was single or in relationships, a lot of y'all was forced to reflect on how y'all wasn't relatable. How sometimes you don't express what's on your mind. Gemini, you don't express what's on your mind, and that be the thing that be leaving your partner feeling a little mysterious, be having your partner not understanding how to relate to you. You might have gotten to a big blow up if you were Aries placement with your partner or in some type of shape or form around this time last year when they expressed that shit to you, how that shit might be frustrating. And if you single, I'm pretty sure your ass was doing a bunch of hopefully you was doing shadow work, but universe was definitely pushing you to look at how you get in your own way, cause your own suffering in relationships. Because a Mars placement is good for saying ain't nobody can't handle me. Ain't nobody good enough for me. I'm gonna just stay to myself. When I hear that shit, all I hear is Mars. I'm like, yeah, she an Aries, Scorpio, or something. Something. He or she's a air that Mars. I hear that Mars all day. I don't need nobody. Every time I give somebody a chance, they do some dumb shit. Aries, shut your ass up. Just because everybody don't want to be your slave and just conform to everything you want to do and just motherfucking give you full control relationship don't mean that every you the victim in every relationship. Aries placement. All right. So I love y'all Aries, but hopefully this is what y'all were able to understand about yourselves around this time in relationships or single. Earthshaker Night Avatar in the building, Air Layer in the building. All right. So that's what we got going on for my Aries placements. However, with Mars going direct, understand, guys, that house that you have Gemini in, you finna feel this energy shift. It's gonna take about a little weak energy for Mars to get back in motion. It was rewinding. You can't just go, you can't just hit if you in a car and shit and you were reversing, your ass can't just push the gas and go forward. No, you push the gas, or your ass gonna keep going backwards. You need to stop, pause, shift that motherfucking gear back into drive, then we can accelerate forward. So we got to give Mars that little weak period to put that shit in drive, you feel me, and get back into moving forward. And you guys are going to start to pick up on this energy, especially in that house you have Gemini in. You're going to start picking up on how assertive you are with certain things, with your goals, with your intentions. You finna see how a little bit more direct and blunt you're going to be dealing with people around this time. You thought you was developing more bluntness or directness while Mars retrograde. No, you was not. Not until Mars go direct. You really gonna see the results of all of that shit. You're really gonna see yourself express yourself differently in a more assertive way with your individuality now that Mars is direct. Mars been doing all that homework, all that revision. So a lot of y'all are already in your head like, yo, I don't be expressing my mind as much. I don't be asserting myself with all these creative ideas, Gemini, all these creative ass motherfucking ideas, all this shit people always telling me I'm good at, Gemini, relationship energy. People always critiquing me or giving me opinions about shit. So a lot Mars, Mars and Gemini was driving us a little crazy, seeing how we don't assert ourselves with certain creative ideas, how we don't, take advantage of certain opportunities we have to build with others, how we don't utilize third house traits in our life to support our passions. So you have a passion to make music, but you have this third house trait of knowing how to sell clothes, you know how to sell this, make this. And it's like, yo, why the fuck I'm bitching about not having money to go to the studio when I'm not even utilizing this third house trait I could be using to make money, and this could be my budget to make music. A lot of y'all, this is all Mars in retrograde. All Mars in retrograde in Gemini right here. So now this direct, it's time to apply these energies. So Mars direct in the first house, your personal goals, your personal aspirations. Yeah, you're on go with a lot of these things. You need to make sure you pace yourself because you can be highly excited, highly encouraged at this time to dive into these things. Mars is home in the first house. All right. So it is a time for you to do you be a bit selfish. I ain't even gonna lie to you. This is what my Gemini rises. You know, it's kind of a time for you to put yourself first in some type of shape or form. All right. Mars going direct in the second house. Right now, this is the time for you to become more assertive with the things that you know you're good at, the things you know you're talented with. And this is the time for you to make sure your awareness is directed towards taking action on things that can help you organize your stability and security. You got debts, you got things that need to be organized financially. Make sure Mars is using all its energy and durability towards that. You got Mars going direct in the third house. All right. Anything that you realize about your friendships, your local environment that is a burden, that is a distraction, that is a roadblock or something that's a goal or passion of yours, this is the time to be assertive and manage it. While Mars was retrograde in your third house, all it was doing was seeing what these things are. All it was doing was seeing what these things are. All you was realizing was how certain mentalities you've developed in your third house from your adolescent stages, how these play a part with your passions, how maybe the environment you was in, the environment you grew up in some type of shape or form created a mentality that held you back from asserting yourself with your passions. These are some of the things you may have been downloading and revising around the time Mars was retrograde in the third house. So it's time to be assertive with that Mars in the third house. Mars going direct in the fourth house. All right, you may have went through a lot with family and understanding things with traumas with Mars in that goddamn fourth house being retrograde. You may have manifested a lot of new downloads, understanding that, you know, your father is your father. That's not going to change. Your mom is your mom. That's not going to change. You ain't going to change them, and they ain't going to change you. So it was more so understanding the individuality in order to have a healthier connection. You know, Mars can be turbulent in the fourth house. So hopefully you guys didn't have too many clashes of individuality in the home. Hopefully you guys didn't have your privacy invaded too much. Sometimes Mars in the fourth house, sometimes it could be hard to get into your comfort zone. It could be hard to, you know, slide into your solitude without this responsibility popping up, without this family member doing this, that, and the third, without whatever, your roommate doing this, that, and the third. So hopefully Mars in the fourth house now that's direct, you have more awareness to be able to understand how to be assertive with your comfort zone, you know, and hopefully you guys have learned to let go control of certain things dealing with loved ones and relationships in the home. All right. And hopefully, as well, last thing, Mars being retrograde in the fourth house, hopefully you guys been able to put yourself in energy where you're able to detach from certain things that play out as a burden in your fourth house. So that's one positive thing I like about Mars in the fourth house, even though it's a debilitation. Mars comes in that motherfucking fourth house, and anything that's holding the emotional well-being down, oh, Mars is gonna filter that, transform that, fight it, clash with it, tell it about itself, you know, whatever that may be, whether it's a habit or as a person. Mars going direct in the fifth house. This is your time to be assertive on the stage. This is your time to be assertive with creative endeavors. This is your time to be assertive with shit. Simply how you like to have fun, but definitely how you deal with your pastimes and childlike activity. You may have you Mars being retrograde in the fifth house. You may have been doing a lot of reflection with things that you want to put on the stage and express to others that you haven't. You may have been doing a lot of reminiscing, reflecting on times in the past where you dealt with some form of creative expression. You're like, damn, why I don't do that shit no more? I'm bugging. I need to get back assertive with that. I need to get back goal oriented with that shit. So this is a great time to go direct, be direct and assertive with those things. All right. And I love Mars in the fifth house. I love that placement. Okay. Because this is just like how I said, Mars in Leo, Mars in the fifth house. Y'all asses, y'all could your first 5 albums flop. Y'all like this sixth one going platinum. I don't give a fuck what nobody say. The first 5 albums went double wood. Them motherfuckers went triple glass. That motherfucker went single copper. But that 6th album going platinum like a motherfucker. So I love that about Mars and Leo, Mars in the fifth house. Ain't nothing stopping them. Ain't nothing in the past is stopping them from this new goal that they have with their creative endeavor. Hell no. All right. Mars going direct in the 6th house. Motherfucking album went quadruple silicone like a motherfucker. Doing sweetie numbers. I think, wait, Mars, if I'm not mistaken, no, she a Cancer. She a Cancer, sweetie. I think, yeah, she a Cancer. She a Cancer. Them sales was not looking good for her. Like, well, you got millions of followers. Why? What the fuck? What they doing? Them niggas ain't buying your shit. They just want to see you post on Instagram and shit. Shout out to Sweetie. Shout out to her. Mars going direct in the 6th house. I wouldn't be surprised if y'all ass is ready to quit your job. I wouldn't be surprised if during Mars being retrograde in the 6th house, you realized how you need to, you know, reform how you deal with your wellness. You change things about your diet, realize things about your diet. Some of you guys may have went to the doctor and realized you have a certain condition, or realize that this is your blood type, you need to eat this way, or realize that thing was bothering you with your body. A planet being retrograde in the 6th house is going to make your ass go to the dentist. It's going to make your ass go to the doctor, because whatever it is that needs to be checked up with your wellness, nervous system, and all that is going to be a bit louder while it's retrograde in the 6th house. So while Mars is there, hopefully you guys got that checkup. Hopefully you guys were able to realize what is it that's causing dis-ease in your body, not disease, dis-ease in your body, right? No, a lack of comfort in the body, and get solutions on what forms of wellness, what forms of, you know, what type of regimen would help these things. All right. And now that Mars is direct, this is your time to be consistent, assertive, you know, persistent with these things. You know, hold yourself accountable when it comes into that diet, that sleep schedule, going to the gym 3, 4. Listen, you got Mars in the 6th house. Mars in the sixth house ass be in the gym 6 days a week. So you got Mars transit in this house right now. Listen, it's spring around the corner. That shit ain't around the corner. We got a whole winter solstice to get through, but you better listen, do something with that Mars in the sixth house. That's too much energy to be wasted right there. If I'm feeling unorganized and I got Mars sliding into my sixth house, I'm turning into the Terminator in that sixth house. I'm shutting shit down. Priorities, responsibilities is getting handled. I have all the motivation, durability, vitality, energy, willpower in the world to assert that new schedule, that new regimen. And I'm going to be real cutthroat around that time, deleting anything that doesn't support these things. So if drinking with your friends two, 3 weekends in a month was something that you was dealing with, and now you got a new schedule and regimen, you won't use Mars in the sixth house. You should not feel no ways telling your friends like, yeah, I'm good. I'm not even fucking with alcohol no more. Sometimes we be peer pressured and shit. We be feeling like we got. I'm a whole Libra ass nigga, so this is my life sometimes, you know. But nah, not with Mars in the sixth house. No, nope, nope. So this is a time for you to be direct with these new downloads that you manifested while Mars was retrograde, seeing what supports your wellness and what type of initiative Mars, what type of action and intention you need to have to reach these sixth house goals, this potential of what type of regimen you can have in your sixth house. All right. Mars in the seventh house. Mars in the seventh house. You guys definitely been going through all different type of relationship transformations last year. There is not even no if maybe no. I know, I know y'all was going through some relationship transformations. A lot of y'all realize you dealing with a single-minded motherfucker, or use a single-minded head ass motherfucker yourself. This Sagittarius rises, so uh you realize the difference in individuality in relationship, and hopefully you realizing the difference in individuality in relationship is what was able to help you understand how to come together. Mars transiting the seventh house, you know, you may have had a real big fight that actually resulted in a real good makeup and brought understanding. All right. um, so remember Mars is in his debilitated space here. So Mars in the seventh house is like, I'm forced to deal with others right now. So you could Sagittarius, it could have been so easy. Sagittarius rising, it could have been so easy for you to be kind of moody dealing with people in a bit, because it may have felt like it was a force. It may have felt like when you didn't want to deal with relationship activity, relationship issues, you had to. Your partner wanted to deal with them. Your partner wanted to deal with them against your will. Like, no, you don't know. You can't take a day to ease your mind. No, we got to deal with this right now. So that type of energy may have caused a little bit of friction, a bit. All right. Overall, though, Mars in the seventh house, you know, it definitely put y'all in a space being retrograde here where y'all had to learn how to really revise what you want and what you desire in your relationship life. So if you're in a relationship with Mars in that, with Mars being retrograde in that seventh house, that last quarter of 2023, 2022, excuse me, in the majority of 2022, let me just stop saying the last quarter, because Mars was in that motherfucker for damn near all year. So a lot of you guys were realizing how you might need to assert certain things with yourself in order for your partner to understand you better or bring understanding to the relationship. Let your partner know, like, I ain't gonna lie, I've been holding this in for a while. This is something that I have a strong passion for, this, that, and the third. So you might have to learn how to express that a little bit more in your relationship, or you had to learn how to with Mars in the seventh house being retrograde. If you guys were single, you guys are probably put in a little bit of a isolate. I don't want to say isolated space, but it may not have been that easy to relate, because you guys were probably heavily downloaded what exactly you want in a relationship. So people with Mars, a lot of Sagittarius risings, a lot of you guys are realizing, and I always say this about Sagittarius risings and Gemini risings, having those sister signs on the first seventh house axis, it makes for a very interactive personal relationship life. You guys deal with too many people, and you could get lost in your relationships at times. Sometimes you could find yourself dealing with a whole bunch of mundane relationships because they all come off as thrills and adventures, but it ain't really nothing of substance. And a lot of you Sagittarius risings, while Mars was retrograde in seventh house, you single, and you started thinking like, damn, what type of relationship do I want to be in 2023? What type of relationship do I want my next relationship to be? Do I want it to just be some shit that's quick and fades out, you know? Or do I want it to have something of substance? I want to be with somebody that's into this, that's into that, you know? These are all the things you're revising your intentions of what you should be desiring, right? On a wiser level when it comes into your relationships and not just lower mundane desires, right? Um, but Mars in retrograde in seventh house definitely had y'all also reflecting on how you may cause your own suffering in relationships as well, too. Hopefully you were able to look in the mirror. All right. Hopefully you were able to look in the mirror. And I know I be saying all of this, y'all, but trust me, I'm a vulnerable ass nigga when it comes into that love vibration. If I'm listen, if I'm fucking with somebody, you feel me? Everything be all cool and dandy. As soon as I start really liking a motherfucker, in my head, I'm like, all right, this is the beginning of the ending. This is the beginning of the ending. God, why you made me like this motherfucker like this? Why did you put this love vibration on me? You know I don't really fuck with this shit. So listen, when I talk about all that reflecting on your own suffering and taking accountability for your relationship, life, this, that, and the third, guys, I'm in that same motherfucking boat. I've had my situations recently where I've had to learn, like, okay, Boro, you're dealing with this vibe, you're vulnerable, learn to take it one day at a time, express yourself thoroughly, check yourself when you're wrong. Don't self-sabotage the love. Don't self-sabotage the potential for this intimate connection. So, God, I've been going through my experiences in my own relationship life. All right, y'all. So when I say this shit, I ain't saying this shit from some high and mighty place. We's all learning this shit. We's all learning this shit, y'all. All right. So you got to give yourself grace dealing with that love vibration, and hopefully Mars going direct in the seventh house. You guys have more of a clearer outlook on what is it you desire, and you're more intentional about your relationship. Not just you're dating with intention. If you have Mars in the seventh house and you was just floating with relationships, I'm pretty sure while Mars is retrograde, you manifested some type of situation that made you realize I don't want to float with relationships no more. I need a date with intention. I don't want to just waste time with people no more. I need my relationships to be of significance or at least relate to things that I'm passionate about, relate to things that I'm personally invested in. All right. All right, Mars in the seventh house. Mars in the eighth house. Mars in the eighth house. All right. So with Mars going retrograde in the eighth house, you was doing this is big shadow work energy. Big shadow work energy. Right? We already just spoke about how Mars is very transformative, but transmutative in the eighth house. So when Mars gets in the eighth house, anything that's a trauma, insecurity, a burden. See, in the eighth house, we got one spectrum of burdens, insecurities, traumas, right? Heavy negative energy. That's traumas, burdens, whatever. But then on the other side, you got your deep passions, your deep motives. So when Mars gets into the eighth house, it's like, okay, okay, I got these burdens, these traumas, insecurities over here, but I got this many goals and deep motives and passions I want to initiate in my life. All right, I have to break all of this down and I have to find ways to use this shit, all this trauma, all these burdens in some type of way. I gotta become a mad scientist in this eighth house and use that energy to support these deep motives and goals that need to come to the surface. So you guys were definitely probably not in a space. This was not a place. I just said Sagittarius risings with Mars in retrograde in the seventh house. Uh, had to do some reflection and all of that with relationships, and might have been a bit not isolated, but a bit reluctant to just deal with any type of relationship, social activity. Mars in the eighth house really probably was not fucking with people right now. With Mars in the eighth house placements, who's this? This is Sagittarius. This is I'm sorry, that's too. I haven't even went to sleep yet. I'm breaking night. That's too much work for me right now. Can't see it in my head. But Mars being retrograde in that motherfucking eighth house, you guys, because you already got Gemini here, so you already go through a lot of deep transformations based off relationship energy in the first place with Gemini here. You already done dealt with people lying to you, people being manipulative, uh, people playing mind games with you. You most likely dealt with some narcissists. You've learned to see you've dealt with scammers. You've dealt with people that got to get the gab, know how to talk the draws off of you, know how to talk you to be a part of this, know how to talk you to use these resources. You'd have been through all of that shit, Gemini in 8th house. So with Mars being retrograding here, not only are you realizing how to assert yourself dealing with relationships on that level, you're seeing Mars had to filter out a lot of the shit, pent up traumas or pent up negative energy that may have been developed from these relationship transformations. You know, in the 8th house, we're dealing with transformation, but we also got to transmute that as well. We a lot of the times we just take negative energy and we throw it into the 8th house and it just sits there. It stimulates it. We keep it buried. We don't transmute it. We don't work with it. And then when we get into an intimate situation, now we start realizing we still have that insecurity. We still have that burden there. When you single and you live in your life where you just floating this and the third, it ain't that it's easy to realize you ain't got that shit there no more. Or it's easy to feel like that trauma and insecurity ain't there. But once you deal with that love vibration, once you deal with some form of real intimacy, now all that shit start coming out. It start coming out like a motherfucker. So with Mars being retrograde, this was your time to reminisce or reflect on these things, see how to transmute this energy, probably added new things into your routine, probably develop new morals and ethics about how you carry yourself, what type of people you deal with, understanding not to self-sabotage things with intimacy, understanding what type of burdens and insecurities you have that keep you away from your deep passions, motives, and goals. And Mars is such a powerful energy transiting the 8th house because it gives you all the encouragement, all the passion and motivation in the world to make you feel like you can transform anything. So wait, what placement is this? What placement is this? Gemini in the 8th. So that's Taurus in the motherfucking Scorpio. Scorpio rising. Scorpio risings. Scorpio risings. So, woo, yeah, yeah. It's likely that y'all ass actually dealt with that situation, getting lied to, manipulated, or cheated on during this time, actually. And that Mars retrograde energy might have been the indicator to get the fuck out the relationship. Mars in 8th and 7th house individuals might have broken up in relationships around this time while Mars is retrograde. Because it would have showed them signs like, look at this person. They got their own agenda. Look, they're not really in it for the relationship. And that was your sign, like, all right, I let this rock too many times. I let this happen way too many times. Okay. So, yes, like Destine said, boundaries. All right. So now that Mars is direct in the 8th house, you have a whole new awareness of understanding what is buried within your 8th house. But now that you acknowledge it, now that you're aware of it, you can navigate life. You can navigate situations dealing with intimacy better because you know it's there. So when that energy comes to the surface when you're dealing with somebody, or when you're dealing with vulnerabilities, dealing with your deep passions, your deep goals, your deep motives for things, you understand that's there. So it can't become that much of a roadblock because it's not throwing you off guard. It's not coming from a blind side. You had Mars retrograde in your 8th house to understand where the shadow work is needed, where we need to transmute energy. You know, it helped you to understand how to read between the lines with your relationship circumstances. It helped you to see your own shadow when it comes to relationship circumstances. So now that is direct, you should have a whole different pep in your step and continue to embrace the transmutation process. All right. Mars going direct in the 9th house. While Mars was retrograde, a lot of you guys was realizing, damn, I need to be more intentional, or I would like to experience the 9th house some more, whether it's traveling, whether it's doing things, exploring and creating new experiences with certain things on your bucket list. You may have definitely tapped into some of your studies a little bit more with spirituality, astrology. Mars is a very proactive energy, right? So with Mars in the 9th house, a lot of you guys started to you got proactive with spirituality in some type of shape or form. You booked a reading for the first time. You got your first crystals. You set up your altar. You went to a spiritual retreat. You know, you did something. Mars in the ninth house got you getting hands-on, proactive with things dealing with spirituality, right? And when it was retrograde, this was your time to understand why you need to be hands-on with these things, why you should be proactive with these things, because you have the knowledge and wisdom about these things. So it's not something that should just be sitting in your ninth house and you're not utilizing. Mars is like, no, let you got this knowledge here, you got this wisdom here, you got these spiritual tools here, you got this spiritual resource guidance here. Now let's get proactive with this shit. Let's get proactive. So now Mars is direct. This is the time for you to keep that regimen, to stay hands on with these things, to continue to advance and grow your wisdom, your experience being proactive with the things you're dealing with on a spiritual level. A lot of you guys, while Mars was retrograde, you were realize, do I want to go back to school? Do I want to quit my job and get this course to learn how to do this, do that, do this and that and the third? You feel me? So you guys are reorganizing and rearranging certain things that you may want to apply yourself with when it comes into getting new knowledge or new credentials for something. So now that Mars is direct, you should have a good idea if you want to do that or not. And quite frankly, if it was something that let's say it was like some fucking real estate, this 6 month real estate course or something, that shit was on your mind, on your heart all day, every day while Mars was retrograding your ninth house damn near all year, and you just kept thinking like, damn, by the end of the year, I gotta know if I'm gonna quit this job so I can put my mind towards this 6 month course in 2023, this, that, and the third. If your ass was thinking about that shit all motherfucking year and shit, right? Hypothetically speaking, example, I hope you signing up for it. When we're dealing with these type of transits, guys, you got to understand anything that's persistent on the heart and the conscious and on spirit, these are signs, guys. And sometimes in the spiritual community, guys, sometimes we don't be doing the best job catching signs. If you think it's a sign, it's a sign. Every time you be in your head like, is this a sign? Your ancestors be like, motherfucker, yes. Been sending you 1111 how many fucking times? How many fucking times a red cardinal bird got to land on your motherfucking window or some shit? That shit don't happen all the time. I did that shit 7 times last month. What you think that shit mean? Don't y'all niggas got Google down there? Google what the fuck it means to have a red bird be on your fucking window seal. Your ass thinking about calling a sneaky link over that you shouldn't fuck with no more. You in your head like, should I call her ass over here? I ain't gonna lie. I ain't gonna lie. Like, I'm tired of just having a physical relationship with her. I really don't like her personality. At this point, I feel like I'm using her body. What should I do? Motherfucker, look at the clock. Motherfucker says 12:12. You like, you know what? Man, fuck it. I'm gonna call her ass. What you doing? Like, see? Yeah, see, see. Because y'all want to be mad technical. Y'all want to go on Google, be like, all right, it's 11:11. What does 11:11 mean? What does 222 mean? It don't give a fuck what it means. Is the fact that you caught that shit at that moment in this environment while you were thinking this, while you were doing that. That's all that really be mattering. Shout out to everybody in the building. Nicole Sweet, Tracism, Alex King. All right. I'm being dead serious, y'all. I'm being dead serious. Sometimes your ancestors be trying to jump in different vessels and different bodies and shit. You feel me? When random funny shit like that be happening, guys, we spiritually enlightened here. Let's if we think it's a sign, it's a sign. Stop over feeling and over questioning yourself and all of that. Okay. So that's big for Mars transiting the ninth house. That's big for y'all. That's big for y'all. Anything that's been heavy on the conscious in 2022 about what you feel like you should apply yourself to gain new credentials or gain new knowledge in order to shift your ability to experience the ninth house, jump on it. Jump on it. It shouldn't be a thought at this point anymore because you was thinking about it the whole time Mars was retrograde. So once again, anything that's heavy on the mind, heavy on the conscious, heavy on the spirit is a decision to be made with this. It's a decision to be made with these things. whether it's something's heavy on the mind, heart, spirit, and that's something that you should pour into. All right. Or if it's heavy on the mind, heart, and spirit, and it's something that I need to detach from this shit. Your intuition gonna know what's up. Your intuition gonna know which side to jump on. But of course, we have this. Of course, we have this physical, weak ass flesh. Of course, we got the sacral and the root chakra. So sometimes it'd be hard to get to the crown. So of course, we got to navigate these motherfuckers sometimes. All right. It's 11:11 now. Shout out. Listen, God working right now. God is working right now, y'all. Can I get an ashe? Let me get an ashe, family. Right, divinely guided said my answers are over me. LOL. Can I get a sign of your sign? Can I get a sign of your sign? It's crazy, but dead ass. We be wanting some super blatant, obvious shit. We be wanting a blimpy pass in the sky telling us go celibate, stop smoking, go back to quit your job. We be wanting some super blatant shit. We be wanting a motherfucker dressed in white to come in our dreams and shit and tell us some shit. Motherfucker looking like Moses and shit, got a staff and everything. Like, nigga, who is you? Think I read about you before. Who's you? You Moses? Nigga, I ain't Moses. I'm your ancestor, bitch. Nigga, call me Moses. Matter of fact, I'm out of here. I see you in the next dream, man. I'll see you next week. You done got me mad. Do I look like a biblical motherfucker to you? Like, motherfucker, you coming in my dreams with a staff and shit. That's the only person I knew had a motherfucker walking with a long stick and shit. Pause. That's the only motherfucker I knew had that shit. The fuck you think you thought I was gonna think, ancestor? It's your first time showing yourself in physical form like this. Usually your ass be moving through smoke and gases and shit. Now you want to be in a physical body in my dream and shit and get mad at me because I thought your ass was Moses. Whatever. I see you next week, ancestor. Put a little extra coffee on your altar. Put a little extra some on the altar. Cause that's all right. Let me stop, y'all. But Mars direct in the ninth house, that's what y'all dealing with right now. All right. Hopefully you got a great feel, great intuition on what is it to go direct with that new application of knowledge, wisdom, experience, exploration. All right. Mars transiting the 10th. All right. Now, Mars transiting in the 10th is a very intense placement because this is an exaltation here. So Mars be pushing you to make uncomfortable. You could be real comfortable in the 10th house, but if there's a potential for something that you have in your 10th house and you're not tapping into it, Mars makes you very uncomfortable and forces you to it. So honestly, maybe uncomfortable is maybe not the okay, no, uncomfortable is the right word if you're content in the 10th house. That's when it feels uncomfortable. But other than that, if you're already intentional about building something in your 10th house, a brand, status, business, moving up in career, navigating career, transforming, transitioning into different career paths, Mars was your best friend in 20. You had a good year with Mars in the 10th house. You had a good year with Mars here. I know your relationships transformed in that 10th house, though. I know that much. I know your relationships definitely changed because of your 10th house ambition changed. So Mars came in here and said, "Listen, anything that does not deal with us building this brand, business, or new status or recognition, it don't matter right now because I got work to do here. I'm giving you all the motivation and the spiritual push that you need in order to wake up and like Mars in the 10th house is the type of energy where I just seen a clip of Ice Cube saying it was in a podcast or interview, and he was saying if you can't devote yourself to working on something for 5 years and not see a penny from it, don't do it. I said, woo, that's some shit right there. That shows you how much you're really invested into something, how devoted you really are for something, how much you really have a dream for something, how much you really have a passion for something. Too often I see people, I'm dealing with clients all motherfucking week, right? And too often whether it's some of the clients I'm dealing with or it's some of the people I see on social media or whatnot. And too often I see us wanting these quick ass fucking results with shit. Too often we want quick results. Like, where did this come from? Who in your life did you see build things from overnight? Who? Must be the social media influence that got people thinking that, I don't know, shit's supposed to blossom overnight. You're supposed to embrace the journey of building something. That there's the fun is in the journey. The fun is not when you manifest it and the success and you get there. It's not going to be that glorious feeling that you think it is. Yeah, there's going to be a sense of accomplishment, but the sense of accomplishment is within the process. The sense of accomplishment is within the process. By the time you get to the goals that you want, you're probably going to already have new goals by that time. So by the time somebody right now could be wanting to make a YouTube account and get to their goal is to get to 100K subscribers one day and then get to 1 million subscribers one day. They ass could be at 800K subscribers and doing the math with the analytics, like, okay, I should be able to hit 1 million this year. But before they hit the 1 million, they're already gonna have more new goals before they hit that 1 million subscribers. 4 years ago, 4 or 5 years ago, you thought you was gonna go crazy when you hit that 1 million subscribers. You thought you're gonna be on top of the world. But that's you being too ahead of yourself, being way too ahead of yourself. You don't understand how we're always graduating with things. So by the time you get to 800K subscribers, 900K subscribers, you're already kind of thinking past 1 million subscribers. Like, all right, now I need to expand the podcast, or now I need to collab here. Now I need to do this. Now I need to create this brand and business off the YouTube. And while you start working on them new goals, you're gonna hit the 1 million subscribers within the midst of working on new goals. So you're gonna celebrate it. It's gonna feel like an accomplishment. I'm not trying to say we're not gonna feel rewarded at all when we manifest things. But if you guys really look at the things that you've accomplished, your biggest accomplishments in life, a lot of the times you was kind of already set on the next thing when you were close to accomplishing this thing. You was working all your ass, you was working your working your ass off in school, in med school, this, that, and the third, just to get past the bar exam or something. I done fucked that up with the bar exam. That's law school. I'm bugging out. Whatever the MCAT, whatever fucking exam your ass need to pass to be a motherfucking heart surgeon, your ass passed that shit. And as soon as you passed it, boom, new situation, new environment. Now you at work, this, that, and the third. It's like, damn, shit just moved that fast. So we don't even get a chance to really sit in accomplishments like that, because new levels, new experience, new wisdom calls for you know, new challenges. All right. So you never want to be too high on your high horse. There's always another level to excel to. But I say all of that to say, because Mars in that 10th house, you was doing a whole bunch of reconstruction in the 10th house last year. A lot of you guys, this is what, Gemini in the 10th. This is Virgo risings. Virgo. Yeah. Virgo, Pisces. Boom. Yeah. So yeah, a lot of you Virgo risings, you have to learn, appreciate you divinely guided. A lot of you Virgo risings have to understand that Gemini in the 10th house, you need to learn how to start rubbing shoulders and relating with people. You know, you you're not going to be able to build the 10th house when you run away from situations to connect with others, relate with others, collab with others, network with others, communicate with others, express yourself to others, let people know what you have going on, what you're building in this first house. Let people know what you're about. So you definitely was going through situations where a lot of you guys, I could see a lot of you guys breaking a certain threshold last year, feeling like, yo, fuck it. Because Virgo, right? I love you. Listen, I love me a Virgo sun and a Virgo rising. Y'all's mine. I be like this with y'all, but y'all be scary sometimes. And when it comes into that 10th house, right? When it comes into that 10th house, I see many of y'all breaking through certain thresholds in 2022 where y'all was like, yo, I don't care no more. Mars gave you that I don't care no more in the 10th house energy. I don't care no more. I'm going to work on this business. I'm going to navigate this career path. I'm going to transition into this career field. I don't care no more. And the I don't care energy is some of the most powerful energy you can have in the world. The fuck it energy is some of the most powerful energy you can have in the world. If you can learn how to just say fuck it to certain things in life, you will be a lot less, you will relieve a lot more stress learning to say fuck it. So Virgo rising with that Mars in the 10th house, I seen a lot of y'all maybe now, since Mars is going direct, maybe now you're about to jump into that energy, start something in the 10th house. But even when Mars being retrograde, I'm pretty sure y'all still started some shit last year. Mars is too stimulated in the 10th house, just even though it's fucking retrograde. I mean, Mars was in this house. There was a time last year Mars was in this house and it wasn't retrograde. So, but anything that you've been wanting to build in the 10th house, if you're a Virgo rising, that's been on the back burner, and if you feel like you were in a content space in career in some type of shape or form, Mars was on your ass in the 10th house. Mars was like, we're not going into 2023 without you revising all them old goals and them true passions you want to implement in the 10th house. I'm not going into the fucking 11th house without you taking care of this, without you getting intentional about what you desire in the 10th house, not about what you have to do to gain stability and take care of bills and priorities. No, what do you desire in this house? What type of status do you want to have in the world? What type of potential do you see yourself What type of social status do you see yourself broadcasting in the world? What type of capabilities do you have? Do you feel like you have to demonstrate through your 10th house? What type of brand business do you feel like you can have? What type of authority do you feel like you deserve within this company, the standard third that you work in? All of that type of energy put y'all in the I don't care, fuck it, I gotta go for it because that's what I feel, that's what I desire in the 10th house. This is who I want to be in the 10th house. And this is what you guys have to understand. Your 10th house is your 10th house. Can nobody tell you who you gonna be and who you should how you should represent yourself in the world? Can nobody tell you that? Can nobody tell you what your career path is? You feel me? I mean, a spiritualist astrologer like me, you feel me? I could put you on, but I'm saying, ain't no. That's for you to make a decision for. That's your 10th house. That's for you to do what you want with that. If you want to brand yourself as an astrologer, do what you got to do to become the best astrologer you can be. You want to go to fucking culinary art school and you want to have a chef YouTube platform and ebooks with your own recipes, and you want to hopefully one day get on have a TV show. That's your 10th house. Who gives a fuck what people are doing in the world? Who cares what your peers are doing, what your coworkers? Who cares what your coworkers think when you started expressing some of these ideas? I appreciate the super chat again, divinely guided. All right. So Mars in the 10th house definitely had y'all turned up. But like I said, it's Gemini here. I'm pretty sure your relationships went through transformations because once you got more assertive with Mars in the 10th house, people wasn't hearing from you as much. Because when you that dialed in, when you're that focused on something, you can't be there. You're not paying attention to everything. Like, that's how I know I'm being real lazy in life, when I'm realizing I'm catching all my favorite YouTube TV shows, live streams. I'm watching a bunch of basketball. This is how I know I'm being lazy, because when I'm in my bag, when I'm focused, when I'm waking up in the morning and taking care of what the fuck I gotta do from the morning until the time I'm settled in the evening, I be playing, I don't be seeing what other people are doing. You know, I don't be catching my favorite astrologers live streams. I don't be, my favorite spiritualist live streams and shit. I don't be watching sports as much because you in your own bag. So Mars in the 10th house, that's the reason why your relationships transformed last year, because you in your own bag, and that's not for you to feel negative about, guilty about. If anything, you're being an example of being intentional in your 10th house to your peers, if anything, to your loved ones, if anything. All right. So you need to continue to be that example. And now that Mars is direct, there's a lot of opportunity to gain in this 10th house. All right. It's a lot for you to establish in this 10th house before Mars moves into that 11th house. Because when Mars moves into the 11th house, now it's going to be more of a networking, connecting energy. But remember, guys, these are the Saturn houses. The 10th house, Capricorn house, Earth receive feminine energy. So in this house, we organize, we structure. This is the blueprint house, right? But when we get into the 11th house, is air, masculine, Aquarius. Now we got to connect it. Now we relate it. Now we're networking. Now we're connecting all the things that we organized and structured in the 10th house. All right. Everything works in the divine cycle. So that's what I need my Virgo risings to know. That's what I need my Virgo risings to know. Virgo risings to me is damn near is is top 3 most underrated talented signs in the zodiac. Virgos are damn near some of the best musicians. I don't know why people don't be bringing that up. We be giving y'all all the praise to the fire placements, Leo placements, Pisces placements, fifth house placements, you know, strong Neptune placements, 12th house placements. But Virgo sun moon risings are fucking talented as hell. But taking that risk into investing into something that is not deemed as secure or stable or doesn't have a paycheck note that they know is coming at the end of the week, that's a little funny feeling for Virgo right there. That's a funny feeling. All right. But over time, you learn to work with it. You learn to get over certain humps, and you're in this process right now, Virgo rise. So I hope you're saying fuck it. I hope you're saying I don't care what happens in the 10th house. I need to be intentional and go for what I desire here. All right. Uh uh where we at? Mars retrograde in the 11th. This is Gemini in the 11th. All right. So who's this? Who's this? Gemini in the 11th, Cancer in the 12th. So this is Leo risings. A lot of y'all detached from certain social groups that y'all was a part of. A lot of y'all definitely stopped going to church. You told your parents, I'm sorry, I can't. I I was faking the funk. I really be into some deep spiritual shit, and I really kept going to church with y'all because it was for y'all. I can't be around them folks no more, y'all. A lot of y'all detached from a certain social group. A lot of y'all realize that the things that you are passionate about, that you are into, there are a couple of relationships and contacts you have in your head that you can reach out to connect and build with. A lot of y'all Mars retrograde in 11th house got contacted. This is something Mars in all air houses may have manifested. All Mars and air houses, especially 11th house, may have got back in contact because I'm saying especially 11th house because 11th house has the Saturn influence, so it has more of the building structure influence. But it could have been through the third and seventh too. But I mean, the 7th house has Saturn influence too, y'all. But uh Mars being retrograde in 11th house, you guys may have got contacted with people that y'all used to work with in the past, uh, collab with on the past, build something with in the past, and something that you ain't get to finish, you ain't get to complete, but you was always passionate about it. You still passionate about it, but maybe life started lifing, and you couldn't put energy into that group endeavor no more. Mars retrograde in the 11th house. If that person hit you up, that community hit you up or whatnot, and was like, "Yo, what's up? Like it's been a while." Boom, boom, boom and then you realize like damn I'm bugging. I do have some people in my life that do share my certain passions, my certain interests, my certain intentions and goals or whatnot. This was a sign for something that's for you, and Mars retrograde was bringing it back so you can be intentional about growing that passion, that aspiration with these people, with that community. So that's very likely that Mars transiting your 11th house did that. All right. um but Mars brings transformation, so it's like any type of social group you was around, any type of people you was spending too much time around, and they wasn't helping anything out with your passions and goals or whatnot. Um, your ass, you should be cutting them. You should be in a real detached space from them right now. All right, you should be pretty intentional about getting closer to tribe with Mars retrograde in the 11th house. Because once again, Mars, this is your individuality transiting the 11th house. So this could be a time where you have a low tolerance for being around people that's not into the things that you're into, or people that don't at least can't understand the things that you're into. Um, yeah, yeah. And now that Mars is direct, you may actually continue to manifest situations where you're attracting people who's into the things that you're into, with Mars in his 11th house. But I definitely see just big transformation dealing with your social circle if you were surrounding yourself with people that's on like-minded energies. With Mars in this 11th house, we know this is another spiritually inclined house. It's dealing with the unknown, it's dealing with unfamiliar energies, it's dealing with abstract thinking. So I wouldn't be surprised if you guys develop new concepts about how you want to connect something to the 11th house that's an individual thing here. So whether it is your belief system, your form of spirituality, a creative energy, some form of awareness that you have, a skill, whatever, and it's something that if there was something that was heavy on your heart, heavy on your conscience in last year, 2022, something that you wanted to connect to the 11th house, you like, I don't know how I'm gonna do it. Maybe I'm gonna use TikTok. Maybe I'm gonna use this, that, and the third. Maybe I'm gonna just go outside and find certain environments to relate this and the third. But it's something I gotta connect to the world, something I want to express, demonstrate to the world, connect to the external realm. It's something that I want to put out there so it can attract people who are into these things or value these things. Whatever that thing is something that you need to be intentional about with Mars transiting the 11th house. Something you need to be intentional about. All right. But I don't see Mars transiting the 11th house and this person uh not becoming aspired to do something that deals with them implementing their individuality or their awareness in outside into the world. But remember, the 11th house is dealing with people that we don't know. It's dealing with colleagues, associates, business partners, right? But essentially, it's dealing with the external world and the people that we don't know. So Mars transitioning this house. A lot of you guys, while Mars was retrograde, Leo risings, y'all started realizing how the social circle you have, kind of a social circle or an environment that you're a part of, restrains you from connecting all this Leo sunlight creative ass first house energy into your 11th house in some type of shape or form. And that's the funny thing about it. The 11th house sextiles the first house. So a lot of the time it'd be people that don't know us that see everything in our personality. It'd be people that don't know us that be ready to fucking worship something that we got personal awareness about, that we got personal creativity with. Our third house, fourth house relationships don't give a fuck about that shit sometimes. Like, oh yeah, that's my friend. Yeah, they're talented with that and this, that, and the third. Yeah, they've been doing this shit forever. Oh yeah, that's my brother. Yeah, my brother been rapping this, that, and the third. Oh yeah, that's my sister. It's like, damn, motherfucker come from the 11th house and be astonished at how talented you are with some shit. Motherfucker in the third and fourth house just get comfortable with your talents and gifts and shit. Motherfucker stop motivating you after a certain time and shit. You feel me? So, boom. Uh, that's how you know that's something that you need to be intentional and direct about with Mars going direct in the 11th house. As long as you had that heavy desire to connect something in the 11th house, connect with a community, a group in the 11th house. You got somebody reached out to you from your past that you were already building with. These are all things to get direct and intentional about. Going into this direct season. Okay. Appreciate all the love, everybody. Y'all dropping so much love. Y'all know I love seeing y'all in here. Y'all know I love connecting with y'all. All right. Okay. Appreciate that. Shout out to TC Talks, TC Fitness. Appreciate that, brother. Crispy. Mars in the eighth house was rough for real, but it was powerful. Yeah, very powerful placement. It's intense, but it's powerful. If you date people with Mars and Scorpio, when you date people with stimulated Mars placements, you feel that intensity from them. Shout out to you, Magic Mago. All right, hope I pronounced that right. All right, divinely loved 1111. Okay, Ganja Daddy. All right, so that's Mars in the 11th house. And lastly, guys, Mars going direct in the 12th house. All right, Mars going direct in the 12th house. Listen, man, this is I believe I said early in the live stream I love this placement, right? Because this is it's similar to Mars in the fifth house with how these people won't hold on to any insecurities dealing with creative expression, right? So Mars in the 12th house could go to a talent show, get booed off the stage. They ass coming back next week. Like, you motherfuckers booed me last week, right? It was you motherfuckers that booed me last week, right? DJ, turn the beat on. that's Mars. That's Mars in the fifth house and the 12th house. Like, y'all niggas booed me last week. All right, let's see about this. Let's see about this shit I got now. Let's see if y'all fucking with this hook and this motherfucking chorus and this verse now. I done refined some shit. So they got that type of energy. All right. Mars in the 12th house can just jump into their Mars is It's direct, it's intentional, it's not passive, it's forceful, it's impulsive. The 12th house is our fantasies, our dreams, our imagination, our creative essence, our spiritual essence. So anything that we truly believe in, whether it's a spiritual thing or a creative thing, Mars wastes no time jumping into these things. Like I said, Mars in the 12th house, they want to be a monk. They not going through, they gonna monk. That's it. They gonna cut, they gonna get the fresh, clean baldy. They not even gonna talk to other monks or none of that shit. They're not gonna ask other monks what's the process to sign up. Where the temple at? They not gonna, they don't give a fuck. They in they head, they a monk. Like that's it. Why I gotta do all that? I'm a monk already. I shaved my head, I'm practicing, I'm meditating, I'm celibate, I'm all of that. I got my Buddha statues and shit. You feel me? So they gonna jump right into the belief. They're gonna jump right into the creativity. All jokes aside, all right. Uh, they can be delusional in a good way when it comes into their creative aspirations. I'm not even trying to be funny. Sometimes it's good to be a little delusional with the things that you're trying to manifest in your life. You got to know what you want. You got to set the intention first. Sometimes y'all be getting too caught up on the how. What do you want? What do you want? What career do you want? What type of relationship do you want? Do you want to be married? Do you want this? Do you want this success here? You know, do you want to be in this situation there? What do you want? Universe is here to support that. Set the intention. Tell universe, motherfucker, I am the master. You are the servant. That's what it is. It's not vice versa, guys. Sometimes we get probably because we talking about the planets and they in bigger bodies and we feel like we're in smaller bodies living within this realm. No, spiritually, you are the master. Universe is the servant. So the more you learn to get intentional and just say what you want, then the how will follow up. The how will follow up. And sometimes you can't get too caught up in the how because the how that you want ain't the how it's gonna happen. Ask every rapper, every actress, every whatever. I don't even like using entertainment for real because the entertainment world is another world that we really don't really know about. They doing all type of shit. The motherfuckers are doing all type of shit that we don't fucking know about. From entertainers, actresses, actors, the fucking rappers, musicians, artists, NBA players, NFL players. These niggas, that world is deeper than what the fuck we think. All right. There's all type of rituals, oaths, and sacrifices to be in that world. So if you're an artist, you better start learning how to make money independently. You better start understanding distribution deals and get off wanting to get signed to a Jewish nigga record label. Niggas is signing to record labels that don't like black people, that despise black culture, but they run the label though. They run the label, but they don't like you. And as black people, we motherfuckers will sign a crazy ass 360 deal with no hesitation, not understanding this. So it's 2022. Let's stop worshiping everybody in the fucking entertainment industry. Let's stop worshiping all these motherfuckers that doing all type of shit behind the fucking scenes that we have no clue about. All right. So I'm gonna just leave that one there. But Mars in the 12th house, with things being retrograde, there's definitely things that you may have wanted to experience, explore, especially on a spiritual level, right? Or on a creative level that was heavy on the mind, spirit, and conscious around this time. And you were like, man, I cannot go into 2023 not exercising none of this shit. I can't do it. I won't allow myself to do this. This aspiration, this and then Mars make it so vivid too. Mars be in your 12th house, like, motherfucker, look, we could be doing this, that, and the third. What we gotta wait for? That's what Mars be saying is what we gotta wait for. Like, why you gotta keep this shit in the 12th house? Why this shit gotta be a dream? Nigga, we could do this. Mars is proactive. Mars wants to get proactive. So when Mars is transiting your 12th house all last year, you know, the 12th house deals with isolation, and Mars is an individual placement. So this is my who? This is my Cancer risings. Yeah, it's my Cancer risings. So, um, just having Gemini in the 12th house, your ass is always talking about your dreams. You're always communicating and relating things about your dreams and aspirations to your loved ones and friends. But then Mars got in that shit and was like, "Yo, I'm tired of all that talking shit. I'm tired about all that group chat shit with your homies or your homegirls and you telling them you're gonna do this, that, and the third. Mars, I'm tired of that shit. Let's get active. Let's get active. Let's go through that group chat. Let's go through our subconscious. Let's run through our dreams and aspirations and see which one of these motherfuckers you really passionate about. Because I'm ready to jump right into this shit impulsively. So you may have had that spiritual push to deal with these type of endeavors while Mars was in the 12th house. Then when it went retrograde, you started like, all right, I might have impulsively jumped into it, but fuck it, it felt good. It felt good just not thinking about shit, not communicating to things to my friends. Not this is another reason your relationships might have transformed because all the shit you was talking about with your friends and you were relating to people when it was time for you to be like, all right, yeah, I'm done talking. Let me get proactive and do it. Your friends was like, all right, you good, you on your own. I just wanted to talk about it, and now your relationship transforming because you proactive and they not. And now you're surrounding now because you're proactive. Now you're starting to attract new relationships with people that are into the things that you're into in the 12th house. So now you were telling your friends you want to be an actor, actress, do this, that, and the third. You want to start making skits on YouTube and TikTok, and then you want to go to this spot to audition whatever they was telling you, like, yeah, call me. I'm a record for you. I'm gonna be an actor. I'm gonna act in your shit too. Boom, boom. Then when it was time for you, like, all right, yeah, I was good this weekend. Let's meet up. I already got the scripts written out. I got some comedy scripts. I got some boom, boom, boom. We're gonna post them on TikTok and YouTube. It was hard for you to get in contact with people. Motherfuckers wasn't showing up. But then when you went to that audition you really wanted to go to, you met people there who was already doing those things. And then when you mentioned it, they were like, yeah, we could collab on all of that. Boom, boom, boom. Now you have a whole new set of relationships, potential relationships, social circle that surround your 12th house aspirations. So this might have been how your relation transformations may have, manifested for my Cancer risings. um so now that Mars is direct, none of this should be a iffy thing. Or you should at least be in the space right now with Mars being direct where you at least understand what type of relationships you can relate certain 12th house things, while Mars is retrograde, you probably told yourself, that's it. I don't give a fuck. I'm not sharing none of this astrology shit, spiritual shit with my friends no more. I don't give a fuck no more. Because if I put some shit in the group chat about this, that, and the third, motherfuckers gonna be all over it. Once I send one of Bored Lucky Libras the post, once I send Dolo the Pilot Man's post, once I send Hood Healer post, once I send the Peace Dealer post or something, motherfuckers, that shit left on scene. So now motherfuckers got me feeling all isolated. Now motherfuckers got me feeling all crazy because I'm trying to spread some spirituality and enlightenment and shit. That's so you probably had that download as well. Like I'm not going out my way trying to enlighten motherfuckers no more. I'm teaching those who want to learn. Sharing knowledge and wisdom with motherfuckers who want to learn like a motherfucker. Mars retrograde in the 12th house. That's a lot of the reflecting you was doing here. That's a lot of the reflecting. Then this is a water house. This is a subconscious house. So the 12th house does deal with it does deal with insecure. We have insecurities in all water houses. All right. Shit, we might have insecurities in every motherfucking house, to be honest with you. The water houses just catch a lot of that shit. And because insecurities is something that's in you, it's subconscious. And when you have Mars retrograde in the 12th house, Mars was trying to, you know, conquer these insecurities. Understand that. So anything that you were battling with, you have an aspiration or goal, but you have this insecurity and you realize while Mars retrograde, this was the thing that's holding you back. Um at this point with Mars going direct, if you don't feel it now, definitely by next week, you're gonna start looking at like, is no way in hell I'm letting this bitch ass insecurity hold me back from going to this audition. Is no way in hell I'm letting this insecurity hold me back from dropping music, posting my art, starting to teach spirituality. Is no way. Is no way. Not the Mars I know. The Mars I know ain't letting that shit rock. So okay. So that's all day, every day. Mars going direct in this 12th house, all day, every day. This definitely was a period dealing with shadow work. And like I said, because the 12th house deal with isolation and Mars is an individual, you guys definitely may have been in a little bit of an isolated space, especially that last quarter of last year. Um, and especially because you started gaining more awareness about uh the spiritual awareness that you have in common or in contrast with your relationships. Remember, once again, what type of relationships do Gemini really correlate to? Because all air signs deal with relationships, but what is specific types of relationships with each air sign? Gemini, these are siblings, these are close friends, best friends, your friends in your group chat. These are people that's always in your third house. These are roommates. These are people you live with. These are your distant cousins, relatives. These are your neighbors. All right. These are like family, mutual friends that always be around or some shit. Your child always bringing their best friend from school around and shit. That's a little third house motherfucker. Motherfucker always in my house. Where the fuck your parents at? Your parents don't be cooking? No, Miss Robinson. And you always eating. I can't be feeding your little ass Monday through Friday. I used to I used to live in Washington. For everybody that's from New York in the chat, I used to live in Washington Heights. So I ain't moved to the Bronx until I graduated elementary school. So when I started junior high, sixth grade, that was my first year in the Bronx. So I grew up in Washington Heights, and for y'all that don't know Washington Heights, that is a dominant Dominican neighborhood. It's Dominicans and Puerto Ricans, but mainly Dominicans. All right. And listen, I love me some Spanish food. I love me some arroz con pollo. Like I love me some motherfucking Spanish cuisine. All right. I'm a fat kid at heart. And uh I dead ass used to have a friend. I used to be I low key used to be dead ass. I put it on everything I love. I dead ass used to be just niggas come home, play video games and shit, be chilling. I'd be like, yo, when the fuck is his mother gonna make fucking dinner? She taking forever today. Hey Kerwin, do you want to stay for dinner? Yes. Well, I thought you was never gonna fucking ask. That's the only fucking reason I'm here. Shit. Why the fuck Spanish people white rice be so flavorful? How y'all do that? You get white rice from anywhere else, that shit bland as a motherfucker. Dominicans, Puerto Ricans, white rice, I'd eat a whole pot of that shit by itself. That was always a mystery. When I started when I started getting older, I had me a little Dominican girlfriend. Had me dealing with a little Spanish John. I'd be asking them shit, why y'all white rice taste so good? What y'all be doing? Just know it's the way we make it. We put it in a pot. You have to put the oil, the olive oil, this and that. All right, bitch. You saying just make the motherfucker. I really don't care how you make. Just can you make it? It's the only reason I'm dating you right now. I think I want some white rice, some Spanish white rice. Nigga want some white rice, black beans, and baked chicken. Tostones. All right. So I definitely was that motherfucker waiting in the house, waiting for my fucking friend mom. Her fine ass, she was fine as hell too. I was waiting for her ass to make some motherfucking food. I was depressed as hell the days that I left. I was depressed as hell the days I stayed there mad long and didn't get a chance to eat. I'm like, I just wasted my motherfucking time. I've been here from 3 o'clock to 7:30. My mom start calling like, boy, where you at? You in your Spanish friend house again? Yeah, bring your ass home. I'm like, hold on, mom, just give me another half hour. I think they gotta be making dinner in another half hour. Another half hour, ma. I don't want to eat your shit tonight, ma. And I'm just playing because I fucking love my mom is a beast. My mom's a beast. I'm encouraging her to start a restaurant with her second half of life once she retires. So, when she's about to retire soon. And my parents I got them come from a Nigerian family. When they retire, they go back to Africa. They go back to Africa. You know, so my mom already planning retirement, everything, or her husband and everything. I'm like, listen, ma, you need to do something with her. I used to want to help her out with this shit and all of that. I was like, listen, I'll make the page and everything. I'll take the pictures. You could make a little menu, weekend menu, make some jollof rice. You make this, that, and the third. Ma, it don't have to be, it's just do something you could do every weekend, this, that, and the third. You feel me? So I be trying to gas her up. She a beast, but a motherfucker wants some Spanish white rice. I tell you that right now. I might just marry a Dominican, dead ass. No bullshit. So, guys, that's what we going on. Well, actually, uh yeah, that's what we got going on with Mars going direct, guys. And lastly, as far as alignments, we got Venus in Aquarius, sextile and Chiron in Aries, guys. So whenever we have Venus harmonizing with Chiron, all right, we could feel more compassionate, more open-hearted, more understanding, more forgiving. It's easier to give people grace. Right now, you in a little funny place with your loved one, this, that, and the third. You know, there's some issues, there's some things you need to heal, there's some wounds you need to heal in your relationship. It's easier to pour into that issue instead of walking away from it, instead of having that funny money communication. Y'all knowing y'all both have some shit to communicate about, some shit that y'all both have to confront about the relationship, but y'all not really addressing it. No, Venus makes it more of a harmonious entrance to dealing with these relationship issues around this time. All right. But Venus also Venus being a healing energy, right? Venus dealing with our self-esteem. When it harmonizes with Chiron, this is a chance for us to kind of tackle some issues with our self-esteem right now, guys. All right. And then Chiron is in Aries, Venus is in Aquarius. Aries proactive, Aquarius practical, logical. So it's not so much of a la 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 la. It's not just so much of this magical feeling that brings healing with the self-esteem. It's also about us being proactive and practical and understanding, what do I need to work on? What do I need to get? Do I need to, get action oriented with to really help my self-esteem? Is it going to be me getting in the gym? Is it going to be me meditating, reading more? Is it going to be me having pampering myself more, have more self-care time? Like we're able to develop real ideas right now to understand how to improve self-esteem, how to heal certain traumas, how to heal things, how to raise our mentality when it comes into certain insecurities that we may have. All right. So Aries, Aquarius placements, y'all are leading the way with this alignment. All right, that we're gonna be dealing with for probably about going into mid next week. All right. So Aquarius placements, Aries placements, if you are in position where you can help understand, where you have the awareness to understand how you could bring healing into your relationships, more of understanding into your relationships, or how you could look at things with your insecurities in a more positive light, or how you could look at situations where other people, your loved ones, dealing with self-esteem issues, and because Aries, excuse me, God, Aries rising, Aries placement, they gonna know how to give you a pep in your step now. Aries placement will tell you some shit. Your ass be insecure about some shit. Sometimes the Aries is who you need to talk to, and then you start realizing, like, what the fuck is wrong with me? I'm a little bitch ass nigga. Like, what am I? Why am I being so pussy? Like, I just need to go ahead and do it. So that's why you need Aries in your life sometimes, so you learn how to adapt the fucking energy, because y'all be overthinking shit too much. They not overthinking a goddamn thing. Hell nah. All right, guys. Mr. Cali Soul, love seeing you grow and get more in your zone. Bravo. I appreciate you. I appreciate you. All right. All right, guys. So I love y'all, family. Like I said, I want to make this a consistent habit. I want to live stream every fucking morning, every rising. All right. Y'all know me. I don't really like that morning word. All right. Morning, wake. We got to be careful with those. But today's what? Today's January 12th. So let's see. I need y'all to hold me accountable. Every rising, we going through the energies, every motherfucking rising. Today was obviously a longer live stream. I really just wanted to jump on and talk about the transits. But when I started talking about Mars and direct, I figured I'd just go through Mars direct through the houses real quick. All right. So that's probably why I was a little longer today. But for the most part, like, this is what I want to do every fucking day. All right. So we just could stay on top of these energies as much as possible. I finished the Signs through the ninth house series. All right. So I'm planning on either starting Signs through the 10th house series today or tomorrow. All right, guys. And I know y'all been waiting for that one. Motherfuckers started leaving. Y'all started leaving comments on past videos like, all right, Boro, hurry up. Can we get to the 10th house? And I just said in the ending of the night of Pisces in the ninth house video, I said at the ending, I'm like, look how things work in divine timing. We're about to start the 10th house series in Capricorn season. So, even though a brother be life and things still work in divine timing, family. All right, guys. So I hope everybody once again is having a fruitful Jupiter day. Cardinal signs, be easy. All right. Remember that moon is shifting into Libra later. And then so we're gonna have to learn how to have a balance between responsibility, priorities, relationships, and dealing with our relationships in a more realistic energy. Uh we've Since the start of the winter solstice, we've been having to deal with relationships with a more realistic energy because we have Venus in Capricorn. Now Venus is in Aquarius. That shit don't change, and all that reality shit's still there. It's just that Venus is in Aquarius now. Now we actually got to be a little bit more communicative. Now we got to be a little bit more relatable. And y'all ass need to stop being so wishy-washy because Venus and Aquarius got y'all ass wanting love, space, and freedom all at the fucking same. You can't have all that shit at the same time. What's wrong with y'all? What's wrong with y'all? Venus and Aquarius is Aquarius placement. Y'all asses want love, freedom, and space. Motherfucker want intimacy and space. How that shit work? All right. So I hope y'all ain't making shit too hard for y'all partner out there. But overall, though, not to get too much off subject, we are still dealing with gaining the reality of our relationship. So, you know, uh, this is the balance we're gonna have to find when the moon gets into Libra and the sun is in Capricorn. And what do Libra, even though Libra and Capricorn square each other, they're two cardinal lines that square each other. What do they have in common? Saturn energy. Saturn rules Capricorn. Saturn is exalted in Libra. So this is why Libra will ghost your ass. This is why Libras could be very detached. They goddamn self. This is why Libras could act very nonchalant when they start dealing with actual love, actual emotion. They could get a little self-sabotagey. So it's so funny. The relationship sign, blah, 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 blah. Those be the last signs you be wanting to fall in love with sometimes. Libras be the last signs you be wanting to fall in love with sometimes. Because they ass will make you feel so unsure because they don't know what the fuck going on in their life dealing with love at times. They thought they had this logical grasp on relationships, and now they actually have feeling and emotion. It's like, oh shit, damn, I really gotta fucking be in the emotion in the relationship. I can't just like look above it and think of it and just use charm and little Venus energies here and there to keep my partner psyched up and just flow in a relationship. Like, no, I actually love their ass now. Damn, I'm fucked up right now. And when a Libra in love, when a Libra in love, it's so easy for the partner to see this shit because you start acting a little retarded. All right, everybody act retarded when they in love, but you would think the Venus sign, Libra, the relationship Venus sign is the one that knows how to move wisely with it. Nope, no, no. If anything, they could run from that shit. So it's going to be big Saturn energy going into the weekend, and that we have to learn how to, once again, find the detect the reality within our relationships, find the balance between priorities, responsibilities in our relationships, especially relationships in the career space. Yeah, these might be relationships that you have to analyze a little bit more going into the weekend. The relationship between you and your colleagues, co-workers, people in the workspace, the relationship between you and your supervisor and manager, to stand the third, understand how to navigate that relationship a little bit more wisely if it has friction. If you get into any hot, heated moments in the career space with people, this is not the weekend to blow up. It'll cause too much of a transformation. So try to just relax, be the bigger person. But sometimes you got to sometimes spirit got to get shit off the chest. So all right, I'm just letting y'all know that. And then don't let's not forget we're dealing with this grand Earth trine. The moon don't move into Libra until the early evening. So we got Pluto, motherfucking Uranus in the mix with the moon. All of you guys, all of us should be feeling encouraged to initiate some type of change and transformation in our life right now. Period. Like I said, there's a lot of motherfuckers in toxic relationships that's gonna wake up today. There's a lot of motherfuckers in certain jobs and whatnot. They gonna wake up today. fuck this job, fuck this relationship. Pluto, Uranus, giving that moon that I don't give a fuck. Once again, these are another two planets that got the I don't care, I don't give a fuck energy. Pluto, Uranus, and they're harmonizing with the moon and they're harmonizing with the sun. So you got our emotional response and our physical body, our vessels, our bodies in on the same page. So if we feel like it's gonna be a realistic decision, if we feel like not a realistic decision, excuse me, worded that wrong. If we feel like it's gonna be a decision that impacts our reality and how we gain stability by getting out of this relationship, transitioning out of this environment, out of this workspace, Pluto and Uranus is gonna be on our ass starting last night in this first half of the day to initiate these things. All right. So don't fight it. Don't fight it, y'all. Surrender. All right, guys. I love y'all. I hope y'all continue to have a fruitful rest of the day. Who knows? May jump on a live stream later tonight or whatnot. But y'all definitely gonna see me tomorrow, gang. All right. Live it up, gang.